Check, check, check. Mic check. Can everyone hear me? Are we good now? Is everything solid? I don't know what happened to my microphone. You guys let me know if you guys can hear me. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. I don't know what's going on with my microphone. My system has been kind of acting a little bit funny lately. Ever since this new update, new dialogues have been popping up, and some sound audio options have been messed with that were beyond my knowledge, and it just wasn't really working out well for me. So, in order to make this a smooth... Let me just get rid of all these windows. In order to make this a smooth stream for you guys, I'm getting rid of anything that could potentially mess up this stream's, fluidity, if you want, for lack of a better word, so that I'm not skipping or anything. So I'm not going to be doing anything concerning my laptop as far as reading these chapters. I'm going to be reading it from here, so it's a lot less that my phone has to go through. So, with that being said, yo peoples, welcome back to yet another iteration of One Piece Reflections for the month of July. As you know, at the end of every month, I do a reflection on all the chapters that we get within a month, and we only got 2 chapters in the month of July, and they were good chapters, especially the most recent one. The most recent one from this past Sunday, that was exceptionally good. Well, the Sunday before last, because next Sunday we're going to be getting a brand new chapter. But we got 2 chapters, chapters 984 and 985. So, just going to pull these up right here so we can go straight through them. Didn't a chapter come out today? If you want to talk about early chapters, then yes. But officially, a chapter doesn't come out until Sunday. I don't normally read chapters on Fridays because I rather read them from the official sites. So if a chapter came out today, I have no idea about them, nor do I want to know anything about them just in case. That's why I put what I put in the description, so just in case people look at the scans, they're not spoiling anything for anyone else. And I completely forgot to link up my cufflinks. You know, sometimes it wouldn't hurt to have an extra pair of hands. Nah, I'm kidding. I don't need an extra pair of hands just to get myself closed up. But the chapters we got in this month was chapters 984 and 985. Let me pull them up real quick and then we'll speak about it. Because there's some theories about where this arc is going in that I kind of want to speak about, including the fate of one individual that we all been waiting to see get done in, yet what happened to him, we don't exactly know if that's official. So, going into it, and also I got ways of keeping these flaps from flipping over, these pins that I got from... Hold on a quick second. The chapters... I got these Kingdom Hearts pins that I had from the games, like the Collector's Edition from the PS3 combo that they got, and one from Kingdom Hearts 3. I got these on here because they actually can serve a purpose and keep these held down. But that's not important. Right now, let's move on to chapters 984, My Bible. And now, of course, in the cover page, we have Pound finally meeting Chiffon and Lola, with Pound saying that he's their father. So finally his dream of actually meeting his kids, and he probably may be the only person who has ever met their children born from Big Mom. So I wonder what the next cover story is going to be about. If, like I said, if anyone knows, don't tell me. But going through here, we pick up where we last left off when the son of Kaido comes in and Thunder Bagwa's ulti into unconsciousness. And we come in and it has page 1 looking at her unconscious body, saying, "Stupid Yamato, you better not lose sight of those two. Slow them down and tell me where they are." Page 1, what about you? Yeah, you took a real nasty shot too. Good point, it hurt pretty bad. Almost loosened my jaw. Hey CJ, what's going on? Did you miss much? No, I literally just started going over the recent chapters. I just started on chapter 984. So we have Page 1 holding onto his jaw, saying that the Gear 3rd punch that he got from Luffy almost almost loosened up his jaw a bit. But even so, it was a pretty heavy hit to kind of knock him down a little bit. But for him to actually get up and says it almost loosened his jaw just a little bit, not broke his jaw, it just kind of speaks on the durability of Zoan users. All the gifters that are around are saying, like, you took a pretty nasty hit there. And he says, almost loosened up my jaw a bit. And they're all looking around like, that's it? You got knocked into the ground and all you got up with was just a loosened jaw? So moving on from this, Ulti wakes up and she pretty much headbutts both of the medical both of the medical team who are there trying to tend to her. And she immediately goes into, big sister, little sister mode, and starts hugging up on Page 1. Then after that's going on, she says, ooh, she'll get back on that Yamato. You dare attempt using Master Kaido's Thunder Bagua? I guess she's fine. Thunder Bagua, more like Blunder Bagua. And you can tell the damage that it did to Ulti because she's bleeding through her mouthpiece that she has over her face. I wonder what her real face looks like. Maybe we'll see it in the next chapter. I don't know. Page 1, Master Yamato and Straw Hat have stopped. Good, don't leave me behind. Sheesh, it's hard to believe how tough those dinosaur powers are. Exactly. Out of all the different Zoan types we tend to see in the One Piece world, the ancient types tend to look like the most durable. The mythic types and dinosaur types tend to have like the toughest durability out of any Zoan users that we've seen thus far. If I'm missing one, then you guys will probably remind me. But I just noticed that if you want the best defense out of Devil Fruit powers, then go with Zoan. If you want the best destructive power, then go with Logia. And if you want the most outlandish, then go with Paramecia. Ulti's face beneath the mask looks like Doflamingo's eyes beneath the shades. Oh, that's scary. Having eyes underneath that mouthpiece? What is she, a Lovecraftian creature or something? Wait, I'm serious. I mean you no harm. I told you I'm in a hurry. And Luffy is already going on trying to fight Yamato, but Yamato easily blocks his Gear 3rd punch. Now, let's just talk about this level of strength here. This individual who we haven't seen before when this chapter released, we haven't seen the ability to block a punch from Luffy so effortlessly ever since, Fujitora and Big Mom and pretty much everyone else that's kind of bodied Luffy so easily, Kaido included. So for this person who's just a little bit taller than Luffy to just casually block that attack. Where are you trying to take me? I don't have time to waste with you, whoever you are. And of course he's breathing heavily because he's using Gear 2nd along with this attack. So let's just put this out there. Luffy is using Gear 2nd along with Gear 3rd, and this person is still able to not only catch it, but also block it as well. And as this is going on, Luffy's still constantly trying to hit Yamato, but it's not working because Yamato keeps blocking all of his hits. I'll give you 5 seconds. There are people watching here. I want to go somewhere else. Then no! And we're supposed to slow down Master Yamato? How do we do that? We can't even get close! You stubborn mule. This is only making me remember a battle from the past. I've had enough of you! And Luffy tries to punch Yamato, but Yamato just blocks it with their foot, and it causes a shockwave large enough to literally implode in the area that they're in. And Page 1 closes in along with Ulti, and they're both looking and wondering where Yamato is, and they're saying, oh, we kind of lost sight of him. And then we cut to the performance stage in the Skull Dome. On the very this is when Orochi was giving his big old monologue, saying, "On the very day that Kozuki Oden died, this little whelp vanished from the flaming ruins of Oden Castle. Where did he go? To the future! He crossed 20 years of time and appeared in present-day Wano, the very same age as when he vanished. You see, Oden's wife Toki was a witch, capable of sending her vengeance into the future."
Is that even possible? You can find little kids with top knots all over the place. The name Kozuki is extinct. It died out ages ago.
Ha ha, that's right, brother. This kind of got a laugh out of me, because this is where we both see Robin and Jinbei just joining in the merriment, blending in with the Beast Pirates, and he just loves saying totally and brothers are like,
ain't that right, brother?
Oh wait, that's the Beast Pirate saying that. Yeah, totally, man, totally. He just loves saying totally over and over and over again, and then Robin, being the expert espionage agent that she is, she's just effortlessly blending in with everyone. I can't wait to see this animated. This is gonna be good.
Don't do it all the way up on that stage, bro. Bring him down here so I can stab his freaking eyes out.
You know, Robin's just getting into character. She's really good at that.
What should we do, boss? I can't stand to see poor Momo like this.
The samurai will spring into action. Just wait.
Shall I stab him, shoot him, or boil him for old time's sake? Yeah!
Stay strong, Robin.
Lord Momonosuke!
And you see some of the samurai blending in with the Beast Pirates. They're laughing, but in their mind, they're all like, "Oh no, Lord Momonosuke's been taken. Again!" And you see many of the other samurai. Let me just acknowledge everyone here. Karma, CJ, Neil, and Psycho. Glad to have you guys here. Sorry I didn't acknowledge you when you popped in. I gotta make it a real strong habit to continuously do that whenever you show up. My apologies. The raiding samurai were steadily blending further into the feast. The fact that Grandpa Hio doesn't have anything on him to help him blend in. He's just there. And yet no one recognizes him. Meanwhile, the Polar Tang submarine carrying the other Akazaya reached the rear side of the island. And then we have Law, along with his crewmates, just floating in there with Kiku, Raizo, Inuarashi, Kawamatsu, and Shutenmaru. We're already caught up in a powerful current. Once we surface, we'll only have a moment. Beppo, Shachi, Penguin, are you ready?
Aye, Captain!
We're ready. We are ready for battle, Sir Traffy. And what will we find on the island? Get ready. We're surfacing along the rear of Onigashima. And as they surface, Law uses his powers to cause a giant room to form into the distance, so he can slice off a piece of rubble and then shamble that rubble with that of the Akazaya 9 so that they teleport in its place and land on the island without them having to even get close to it. That is how Law is very good at, I don't know what the right word to say about Law is, but his devil fruit power excel when it comes to getting in and out of areas. If he wanted to, he could be a secret agent. Like not a world government agent, but he could literally, if he wanted to, he could be an expert thief. All he'd have to do is just switch places with items using shambles and room, because people don't normally notice room unless they're close to Law, but if he uses room outside of their range, they don't notice it, so he can easily just shamble in and anything that he wants to into his possession, and he would never even have to enter a home. I mean, he would if he needed to get into a closer look at things, but it's a very, very versatile devil fruit power, and the fact that he's perfected it. Can you imagine? Okay, I just want to take a quick moment right here. I know we always talk about, hey D-Train, I know we always talk about awakened devil fruits and what have you, like, what if a Logia was awakened? That's why Punk Hazard looks the way it does. We've seen what Paramecia types can do with, Katakuri and Doflamingo. But what would an awakened Ope Ope no Mi be like? Like, think about that. He's already so overpowered. If you're in his room, you're at his mercy. So can you imagine what an awakened form of that devil fruit power would be like? Like, being able to slice and dice whatever you want without killing the person that you're operating on. Can you imagine a awakened version of that? An amped up version of that? A room the size of a continent? Or maybe you could... No, that's too much even for One Piece. I was about to say room the entire world and then you can manipulate the whole world at your leisure, but if that was possible, then it truly would be the ultimate devil fruit, alongside of its ability to grant a person immortality. Which also brings up another question. How does someone know... How is it known that the Ope Ope no Mi can actually have that operation? Which means somewhere out there in the world of One Piece, there is an immortal person who cannot die. Because otherwise, how would Doflamingo know that it's the ultimate devil fruit because it can grant a person immortality? Someone had to have had that operation in order for people to know that it exists. Which means that somewhere out there in One Piece right now is an immortal person who is just living out the rest of their lives for pretty much all eternity. The only question is, who is it? But at the same time, when it comes to Law's devil fruit, the fact that it does so much at its form right now, I'm just imagining, what capabilities would an awakened Ope Ope no Mi be like? That's just what I'm wondering. But he uses room and shambles to cut off a piece of rock in the distance and shamble the Akazaya over to the other side. And then he goes back underwater with the rest of his crew while the Akazaya make their way onto the back end of Onigashima. There are two entrances. The one above has to be the way to Kaido. It could even work even more on a microscopic level too. Exactly. Being a doctor means that you need to have... Law being a doctor, are they immortal that they can't be killed, or immortal in that they don't age? You bring up a very good point. Maybe they don't age. And so what leads me to believe is, what if... Now it's got me wondering, what if the person is skilled enough to stay alive this long, and they just haven't been killed? Because the drawback of the ultimate life operation, I think it's called, is once it's performed, the user of the Ope Ope no Mi dies, and then this fruit goes back into circulation. So, a lot more questions I'll probably have to worry about later. Let's keep going with these chapters. Also, Grant, good to see you. So, there are two entrances. The one above has to be the way to Kaido. This is probably going to be the way that I read these chapters to you guys, so I can actually look at you, and then just kind of look at chat, so that way I can face you at all times and never look like this whenever I'm doing these chapter reactions again. I like this. Hey, wait, be a bit more careful with... beggars can't be choosers. You said this was a brilliant plan. And then... this is coming from someone who just flies in overhead, and it's Nekomamushi getting dropped headfirst into the ground by none other than Marco. And of course I gotta slowly slide this page over because it's a big cover page. Marco, you haven't changed a bit. So you carried him over? Yes, and I'm beat. We can reminisce later. I spotted a strange shadow at sea earlier. I'm gonna go check it out. Who is that shadow at sea? We don't know. It could be Pedal's Pedal or someone else. It's not revealed in the next chapter, but hopefully we get to find out what that shadow is. You're so big now, Cat Viper, Nekomamushi. Because you know how the Viz translations are. They just directly translate it. And then we have Kiku crying up a storm because she finally sees her brother Izo just drop in.
Ah, that's right. I didn't mention it earlier.
Izo!
Marco said he knew where to find him, so we went to pick him up.
Brother! Just look at you, Kiku. You've turned into a great samurai.
Brother!
Everyone's happy that the Akazaya 9 are all in one place once again. Inside the castle, this is a Kaido bit, so I gotta get my voice ready. I think Kaido's voices put me through the paces. According to the wiki, the Ope Ope no Mi grants someone eternal youth, which makes me think not aging rather than immortal. Okay, thank you for the correction, because I don't want to give you guys misinformation. So, but still, what are the odds that the person who got this operation is still alive, and they just remained alive all this time? Because otherwise, how would the myth and truth of the ultimate operation get around? I don't know. But moving on. Where's Lin Lin?
Oh, she's on her way here now.
You could have told me that earlier, Bao Hong.
Whoops, sorry.
I'm going to liven up the execution of this tedious brat with an announcement that might catch your attention. Woo! Yeah, Kaido! Kaido just pulled a full-on Kanye. That's nice and all, Orochi. I'ma let you finish. But I want to say that Kaido did it a lot better and a lot more in a way that doesn't make him seem like an ultimate tool on national television. Well, that's that. Let's make the announcement with Momonosuke's execution. Listen up, people! Oh wait, this is the top part. Ah, that's our boss! When he shows up like that, his presence is overwhelming! Is that up on the stage? And then we got to the attic, and then it shows Kaido along with Queen, King, and Jack. I incorrectly thought that Jack wasn't present in any of the previous chapters when I was reading through the next chapter, but he has been there. He just hasn't been seen at all. He's just been chilling. He hasn't really been doing anything. Queen has been emceeing. King has been doing his thing, but also being in contact with Kaido. Jack has just been there. He hasn't really done anything really noteworthy since this whole party started. He's just been chilling around Kaido. Other than agreeing with King that he'll fight one of the Tobiropo for their spot, he really hasn't done all that much. Listen up! I'm going to explain the new Onigashima project. And everyone's all like, yeah, Kaido, let's hear it. And then it cuts to the attic space inside the castle. You get 5 minutes. Okay. One day I told my father I want to be Kozuki Oden, and he clobbered me for it. Why are you telling me this? Even beating Kanye's recent press run announcement? Yes, because I take Kaido's announcement a lot more seriously. And not as a complete joke. And a complete waste of time. I was there 20 years ago at Oden's execution. I witnessed the hour of legends. You'll never see a greater samurai. And Orochi and my father killed him. I was mortified. But even more than that, I was inspired. I couldn't stop crying. The emotions were so powerful. After that, I found Kozuki Oden's voyage journal in Kuri. It is my Bible. Oh, a journal. And my father and his crew don't know that this journal exists. His grand adventurous life and very important things are written in here. Note that in this instance, I can't show you the images because they're copyrighted and I don't want to get in trouble. But in this instance, I need to make note of the fact that they bold certain statements, which means it's probably going to be brought up later. When Yamato says his grand adventurous life and very important things are literally written in bold. So that's something I need to take note of. Mori the Kid, I love the My Hero Academia videos. Oh, my videos or someone else's? If you mean mine, thank you. I'm surprised people are still watching them, but I'm glad that they're entertaining people. The comments, I'm just humbled by you guys liking them. Thank you. Also, welcome, Mori. I haven't seen you here before. I hope you enjoy yourself while you're here. So I need to pay more attention to when people say stuff and the words are put in bold that these are going to be brought up later, or these are pointing towards specific things that will either be brought up later or things that we already know that we need to remember. So When Yamato says very important things are written in here, they don't go into detail about what those important things are, but it just insinuates that there's more in his journal than Oden already wrote about that we already seen in the chapters preceding his life. And now that the Akazaya samurai are dead, someone else has to carry on Oden's will. Yamato does not know that the Akazaya are all alive. So it just leads me to believe that when they find out, how do they know about the Ope Ope no Mi if it's not been done? Well, how did Blackbeard know how to get 2 devil fruits if it's never been done either? Exactly. There are so many things that raise so many questions in One Piece. Like, how do people know that Law's devil fruit can grant immortality? How did Blackbeard know that he was capable of having 2 devil fruits in himself, even though in the history of One Piece it has not been shown before? And the very notion that it actually happened was a shock to literally everyone present. I feel like we're going to find out as soon as Vegapunk comes into the scene, because the moment he explains to us how devil fruits work, then it'll give us a sort of understanding of how it works in people and their limitations, and what loopholes can be found to allow a person who normally can only have 1 power to have 2 or more. So the moment Vegapunk drops in the scene, we are going to probably get the biggest information dump about the world. And pretty much the small stuff in it, like devil fruits and their powers, how people are able to put devil fruit powers in inanimate objects, and what have you. How they go back into circulation, why they're able to do what they do. As soon as Vegapunk shows up, we are going to get so much good information, so much info that theories that we may have had for decades are not going to mean much, I feel. I started One Piece, tell me all the important episodes. It's kind of tricky because there's a lot of filler in One Piece. Now, it's not like Naruto where it's just pointless filler. Some of it is kind of pointless because most filler is not canon, but I would like to say that every single episode minus the filler is important. Every single episode. Even though it's all the way close to the 1,000... even though it's getting close to like 1,000 episodes. Also, yeah, Maury, if you just started One Piece, you should really not be here. This is a massive spoiler-heavy stream for things that if you say you just started One Piece, you are not prepared for quite yet. So, to be quite honest with you, if You're welcome to be here, but you're kind of spoiling yourself with the information that's going to be talked about here. Massively. I'm just saying. So, be forewarned. Just saying. I'm kind of hesitating to read for it now because I don't want to spoil anything for you. It takes a lot of dedication to get into One Piece because it's so long so far and it's still ongoing, but I don't want to ruin the experience for you once I start talking about certain things. So, come back here after you caught up with One Piece. That's the best I can give you. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going and you'll probably wind up finding out information before it's your time. So, you've been warned. After that, I found Kozuki Oden's voyage journal in Kuri. It's all good. Okay. I found Kozuki Oden's voyage journal in Kuri. It is my Bible, and my father and his crew don't know this journal exists. His grand adventurous life and very important things are written in here. And now that the Akazaya samurai are dead, someone else has to carry on Oden's will. That's why I choose to open this country to the world. I want to fight on your side. And as Yamato takes off their mask, we find out that Yamato is not Kaido's son, but actually his daughter. Which leads me to think that, wow, we got another ridiculously powerful female character in One Piece, along with Boa Hancock, Big Mom, and a handful of other characters as well. But I want to say that Big Mom, Hancock, and Yamato are really exceptionally strong in the hierarchy, because Yamato was able to use her father's move effortlessly and knock out one of the Tobiropo, was able to fend off Luffy effortlessly with no trouble at all, without even sustaining any injuries to herself. And there's also kind of the theory that maybe she's the daughter of Kaido and Black Maria, due to the fact that her hair is styled light-colored at the top, and it actually starts to get darker at the bottom. I don't know if this is the shadow of her body hiding the color of her hair, or if her hair just starts to turn black near the bottom of it. But her hair starts out like regular straight, and then as they taper off into bangs and the ends, it starts to look like her father's dreadlocks. And her horns on her head are essentially the same as Black Maria's. Whereas the Tobiropo have solid color horns, Black Maria of the Tobiropo is the only one who has two-toned horns, with light horns coming from the root, starting to darken as they get towards the top. Yamato's here is the exact same way. So kind of there's some theories going around of Yamato being Black Maria and Kaido's daughter, and due to the way that Black Maria kind of behaves behind Kaido, that kind of enhances that theory. Now, it's not to say that it's just concrete evidence that Black Maria is Yamato's mother, but some people would like to think that all the times that she's around Kaido and how lovey-dovey she gets around him, it just adds fuel to that fire. Now, I'm not going to say anything concrete on it, because until it is shown in these pages for us to view, I'm just going to say it's a theory. That's why I choose to open this country to the world. I want to fight on your side. Kaido's daughter, self-styled Kozuki Oden Yamato. You said son, right? Well, Kozuki Oden was a man, wasn't he? So I choose to be a man too. She's so inspired by Oden that she wants to be just like him, even if she wants to pass herself off as a man as well. Kind of think like Mulan in a way. The strongest female in One Piece is Shirahoshi when she learns to control her ancient weapon power. You know, you kind of have a point. I mean, she is a living weapon. Living ancient weapon. Poseidon, reincarnated, with her ability to call upon Sea Kings. Now, she only does that when she cries, but I feel like when she learns what she is and what her power is, and she fine-tunes it, can you imagine an individual who has the ability to call Sea Kings to their aid? So now that everyone wants Yamato to join the Straw Hat, we just toss Carrot like a dirty gym sock. Don't toss out Carrot. She's she's nice to have around. Even though she may be there for cutesy reasons. She's still capable, though. I wouldn't say I'd want her to join the Straw Hats, though, but she can tag along with them. That's just my opinion. Here's to both Carrot and Yamato joining the Straw Hats either directly or in the Grand Fleet. So, you remind me of Ace. And here's just another info dump right here. Ace and people of the Goldie line have such an influence on Wano. When Goldie Roger came in with Oden, Oden sailed with him to Laugh Tale, the location of One Piece, and they all enjoyed adventures with one another. And that was a moment where Oden was just being around Roger had a very profound impact on Oden's life. Like, just journeying around the world with both Whitebeard and Roger, Oden got a greater view of the world than he did when he only lived in Wano. Traveling around with his family with both the Whitebeard and Blackbeard crew. Whitebeard crew, not Blackbeard. Whitebeard crew, and then the family went back to Wano, and so Oden only went by himself with Roger. No, he went with Roger. I'm getting so mixed up sometimes. My apologies. Traveling around with Roger had a profound impact on Oden's life, which would then impact Wano. So, now we have Ace, who's been to Wano as well, and he's interacted with Tama. Now, I saw something that popped up how if you take... Let me see. If you take the Y out of Yamato and flip it around, you get Otama, which is the name that Tama goes by and how she was introduced. So people are thinking, like, what if Tama is Ace's daughter and Yamato is her mother? Like, stuff like that. That kind of popped up, saying how there's a link between Tama, Yamato, and Ace. But I don't see it. But that's just me. But that's the end of the chapter where we finally find out that Kaido has not a son, but a daughter, and she wants to fight on Luffy's side. So that's already a powerful ally helping them out right there. So when we go into the next one, chapter 985, beautiful cover page. This moves so much faster than my laptop and a lot less glitches happening on this stream for you guys. So this is probably going to be the way that I read this for you guys from now on. The new Onigashima project. This is a great chapter. This was the second and last chapter that we got this month, but it was also a great chapter as a whole. So, Onigashima, rear entrance. We have the Akazaya 9 making their way to the gate, but who do they run into waiting for them at the gate? None other than the traitor, the betrayer, the snake in the grass, the world's most perfect actor, Korozumi Kanjuro, waiting with, himself and a whole bunch of gifters waiting on them. I knew you would come. We may not have found traces of samurai infiltration, but it was impossible to think you wouldn't show up. Ace would have been like 15 when Tama was born, right? I think so, but I highly doubt that Ace and Yamato had Tama. There's just absolutely no way. He was only like, what? Wasn't he like 19 during the events of the pre-time skip near the end of Marineford, I want to say? So I highly doubt that Tama, Yamato, and Ace are related in any way. Just another example of outlandish theories that people like to throw out there just because things seem similar. After all, I know better than anyone how persistent you are. Kanjuro! And he stands here with a whole bunch of gifters and some headless soldiers that he... headless horsemen. Yeah, headless horsemen that he drew up. I was tempted to call them Dullahans, but that's not what they are, because they would have heads in their shoulders. Ace was 20 when he dies. Okay. You will not be raiding us today. Samurai warriors with their heads cut off. Very artful of you. They even look like you, don't they? So, Izo, you've returned, just so you can lose in battle. Well, we have not lost our heads. I'm surprised by the fact that I've managed to keep Raizo's voice consistent through every single time I've read through his voice since the very first time I read through him. Because usually I change up voices every now and again, but Raizo is the only one I've been keeping consistent amongst all of the Akazaya 9. It's funny, because I normally don't do that. Well, we have not lost our heads. Release Lord Momonosuke at once! Oh, he resisted as best he could. He was desperate not to be a burden upon you. He found a dagger at some point and used it to free himself. Of course, he could not actually escape, but he cut my palm in the attempt. I love how they just, in this world of One Piece, where people are always bandaged up for cuts and things that they get, the only thing they give for Kanjuro is just a simple band-aid. They just give him a band-aid. But he cut my palm in the attempt, and I did not take kindly to it. And it shows a silhouette Kanjuro beating down on Momonosuke, leading him down to the beaten down appearance he has during him being held up by Orochi and Kaido in the main performance hall. I punished him, but only enough to knock him unconscious. Lord Momonosuke. And Kiku starts crying. To my surprise, however, the boy still lives. I suppose that must be Odin's blood. but his suffering will ease soon. As we speak, on the stage inside, they are about to carry out Momonosuke's public execution. What's with your Garahan?
Yeah, nifty, huh?
I love the fact that Kanjuro is speaking, yet Nekomamushi and Inuarashi are just having a conversation about the extra new appendages that they have on each other. They're literally just ignoring Kanjuro as he's monologuing. Those sly dogs, they got him monologuing. He's just monologuing, and they're just talking about like, oh, what's up with your hand? Because Nekomamushi has a Gatling gun on his hand now. And as this is going, as Kanjuro is talking, Kiku starts to put on her helmet. All we have to do is buy some extra time. In just a few minutes, the history of the Kozuki clan will officially end. Kiku puts on her helmet. You may shut your mouth now, Kanjuro. The wounds this one's katana leaves do not vanish in the afterlife. Like snow that remains into the spring, they will continue to torment your soul for eternity. Vassal of Kozuki, Kiku Nojo of the Fallen Snow. And she prepares to fight Kanjuro. Then show me, Kiku. And they both launch at each other. Let's get going! Ready. And all the Akazaya 9 prepare to fight all the gifters and everyone present with Kanjuro. And they both start fighting one another. Kiku is going up against Kanjuro, whereas everyone else is just fighting everyone else. And we see that Nekomamushi has the gun, but Inuarashi has a sword on his leg. What's with your got a leg, huh? I use 2 swords now.
Man, not bad.
Inside the castle, hey, Kaido's speech is starting! Put it on the visual transponder, Snail! Attic space.
So, speaking as Kozuki Oden, I followed the proper logic that says, as Ace's brother, you should be giving me a ride on your ship.
Now hang on! Kozuki Oden's a guy that everyone loves. There's no way you can be Oden.
Okay, fine, maybe you're more Oden than me.
What does that mean, I'm more Oden?
How can I be Oden and not be free? It's because of these shackles.
Am I familiar with fellow One Piece YouTuber named Vinland de Ragnar and his rather intriguing voice? You and he should do a collaboration one day. It would be audio bliss. I'll look into him. But do you really think so? I mean, I'm not an expert at this voice acting thing, even though I'm working towards that and would like to be really, really good at it. There's still some areas that I need to fine-tune a little bit. So, maybe before I start doing collaborations with everyone, I need to make sure that my voice is one that people wouldn't mind hearing all the time. Kind of redundant as far as this channel has gone, don't you think?
How can I be Oden and not be free? It's because of these shackles. I wanted to go to sea with Ace and his friends so badly, but I have been imprisoned on this island since the age of 8.
Those are prison shackles?
That's right. They will explode if I leave this island. To be honest, it could all be a lie. I mean, what father would blow up his own child?
Hey, Cool K, what's going on? The stream looks like the stream is going good? Yes, because I'm reading from my phone and not using my laptop to cause more CPU to be used up and stuff. I probably need to clear out RAM space. Do a little bit, clean up on my disk drive a little bit. Maybe that's what's affecting it, because I got so much stuff on screen and in the background. I'll work on it.
To be honest, it could all be a lie. I mean, what father would blow up his own child? But just imagining the possibility that it's true keeps me trapped here with fear. I know what my father is like.
Want me to take him off?
Huh?
Listen, do you really want to fight on our side? It'll mean seeing me whoop Kaido right before your eyes.
I wish that I could do the same. Do you know how many times he's beaten me since childhood? Every time I challenged him, he ensured I paid a price.
Fine, I'll take those off.
You don't understand. These have kept me trapped here for 20 years without...
It's been 2 years since Whitebeard's Paramount War.
Hey, they're projecting the speech from the stage.
And from a crack in the attic, they start to hear Kaido's big speech. And finally,
The world has churned into motion. The 7 warlords were not disbanded because of some mad whim of the government. It is a sign of confidence that Navy headquarters has a new force capable of stopping us.
And both Luffy and Yamato start to peek their head through the attic floorboard, with it subtly and slowly starting to crack.
But while the world government grows arrogant, we have decided to join hands with the Big Mom Pirates to seize the greatest power in this world, the ancient weapons. In other words,
lightning strikes all the areas around, and who comes calling in a big old flashy, flaming, shocking blaze of glory? None other than Big Mom and her host of homified household objects. Whereas she has Zeus knocked out in her hands, and Prometheus in the background. She pretty much turned everything she could get her hands on into her own little personal homie.
She's terrifying up close! So that's the world's most powerful hag.
And then we have Carrot and Nami dropping down right in front of Big Mom. But it leads the question, where's Sanji? Where did Sanji go? But we have Carrot and Nami right here. Actually, you know what? Where's Shinobu? I don't see Shinobu either. Did Shinobu get away? And it has Nami with a bruise. They're all bruised, so they got kind of messed up by Big Mom.
Zeus, Nami?
Both Jinbei and Robin look on with sweat glands over their head.
Took you long enough, Lin Lin.
But I'm still in time, aren't I? Mama! Don't be a stickler. If we bicker and fight, it'll stay out of reach. But when we join sides, we'll pull it within range.
Also, don't forget the challenge. Have you seen my Discord post? I'm done. I already got the lyrics ready. I'll look over them and see if I can fine-tune them, but I already got the lyrics ready for the time skip One Piece 4 Kids rap that you challenged me to make. I've already done it. I knocked that out, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to show it to you guys on Sunday during the next live reaction of this upcoming One Piece chapter. I got you, CJ. Don't worry, I got you.
But I'm still in time, aren't I? Mama! Don't be a stickler. If we bicker and fight, it'll stay out of reach. But when we join sides, we'll pull it within range.
Listen up, people. We're putting our weight into the piracy business. At long last, we're going to claim the One Piece.
And then it has that doo-doom. And then everyone starts cheering. Big Mom is cheering. All the Beast Pirates are cheering.
Yeah!
The existence of the ancient weapons will bring fear and war to humanity. Prepare yourselves, for that is the world of violence we seek.
I wonder if that is the whole mentality of the Rocks Pirates themselves. I would like to believe, I'm going to take a quick moment here. I would like to believe that the Kaido was having the most fun of his life when he was in the Rocks Pirates. Because he could literally fight and fight and fight and fight and cause chaos and destruction, fear and despair whenever he wanted to. Because rolling up with the Rocks Pirates as the most powerful and most dangerous pirate crew, they were able to do that. But when Garp and Roger took them down in God Valley during the God Valley incident, they got disbanded, and their whole shtick of being the most powerful pirate crew, being able to do whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted, got circumvented. And now they haven't been able to, just run amok and do whatever they wanted to with reckless abandon since then. So I feel like Kaido joining forces with Big Mom and going after the ancient weapons is for Kaido personally, to go back to the glory days when he literally could do whatever he wanted at any time he wanted, rolling with the Rocks Pirates. Because prepare yourselves for the existence of the ancient weapons will bring fear and war to humanity. Prepare yourselves, for that is the world of violence that we seek. I would like to believe that that is the same world they tried to bring about when they were part of the Rocks Pirates, but they couldn't because of Garps and Roger. Did I call him Garps? Garp and Roger. So, with them joining forces many years later, and trying to go after the ancient weapons, I bet you anything they want to do that same thing and yet succeed where their previous captain, Zebek, failed. And then Orochi, who just got upstaged by Kaido, is like,
well, isn't this something? Which raises a question.
The One Piece. Hey, that's what I'm gonna get.
Followers of Orochi, you must now choose.
And then everyone is looking on and like, wait, what? Huh?
With its imposing waterfall defenses, Wano is a natural fortress that neither the Navy nor the world government can easily reach.
Tell that to CP0, because they chilling up in there right now. So obviously there's some way through.
If we expand with more weapon factories and turn the populace of the flower capital into a labor force,
that's when all the people who were sided with Orochi, they're starting to put two and two together. Like, wait, what is he saying? What is he getting at? Because they're starting to pick up on the cues of this conversation.
Then it will transform into a lawless land that all manner of pirates around the world will call paradise, even greater than Beehive.
Notification popped up from Yong.
Huh? Kaido, wait a minute! The flower capital is my territory! Who do you think allowed you to make all these weapons?
And before Orochi can say anything else, he is swiftly beheaded by Kaido, with a sword given to him by King in the background. I made note of this, and people asked me if I noticed that, but I noticed that when I read through this chapter initially. And all the Beast Pirates just look on in utter shock, because, as far as they know, they were sided with Orochi this whole time. So why did all of a sudden did Kaido just chop off Orochi's head? Notification popped up on my laptop, so I couldn't even see that the rest of the newest comments. Shogun Orochi! And Fukuro Kuju's looking on like, what? Garps. Surprise! I wonder what Orochi's gonna do now. He has no one on his side except his ninjas and maybe some men. I think he's gonna escape and we will see him again someday. So here's the thing. It appears that Orochi has been beheaded, but we've already had the conversation of... well, I'll just have it for people who weren't here for my most recent reaction to the previous chapter. So, at first, I was really hyped that he finally got his comeuppance. But then you guys reminded me that he's also the user of a mythical devil fruit type. And we all know that all mythical devil fruit types have some supernatural otherworld ability that puts them above like your run-of-the-mill Zoan types. So, with Katarina Devon, she's a nine-tailed fox now. And she can pretty much disguise herself as anyone that she wants to. With Marco, he has all the attributes of every devil fruit category, Paramecia, Logia, and Zoan. So he pretty much has the best of all three worlds as a giant blue flaming phoenix. Then we have Sengoku, who is able to turn into a giant Buddha, which has extraordinary physical strength, but also can shoot out, shockwaves when he uses like his Buddha's palm. Really would love to see a playable Sengoku in Pirate Warriors 4. I honestly don't know what to think about the recent data mine saying that like Mad Monk Uruj and Kinemon and Odin are going to be playable. I really would just like some fine tuning, some character balancing, and some things for One Piece Power Warriors 4 before I start diving back into it headfirst as I have. I still need to release some One Piece videos that I've made, but I put on hold because of Ghost of Tsushima, which I am happy to say I finished the game. And I'm ready for the rest of the story mode parts to be uploaded. I'll have some streams later where we'll go and do all the rest of the side missions, the rest of the tales, and pretty much try and 100% the game completely. But there's a lot of different Devil Fruit mythical types out there that have supernatural abilities. So what we were talking about, for those of you who weren't there during the conversation, for the reaction, is he may have been beheaded, but I feel, and like many of you have said before, that there's no way that Orochi can just up and die just like that. So one of the theories that I put forth, and a lot of you put forth as well, is the fact that as the Yamata no Orochi, he has like, what, 7 heads, 9 heads? I forget the number of heads. I feel like the supernatural ability for him is that he can actually survive being beheaded. With the amount of heads that he has, it allows him to survive being beheaded. But at the cost of losing one of those heads in his beast form. Now, I don't know how solid this will be. We'll have to worry about that when the next chapter pops up. But I feel like with the angle of the story and for Oden to be avenged, I honestly feel like Orochi being killed by Kaido is not the right way to do it. I feel like it's like I said before, I highly doubt that he's dead, because we have yet, out of all the mythical Zoan types that we've seen thus far in One Piece, we haven't seen the capabilities of Orochi's yet. I almost forgot. Kaido, he's a giant Eastern style dragon that can fly, and that can also, shoot out nuke fire blasts that are extremely destructive. So every single mythical Zoan Devil Fruit type user has some otherworldly ability that sets it apart from different type of Devil Fruit powers. That's why these types of Devil Fruit powers are rarer even than Logia. So out of all of them, we have yet to see Orochi's capabilities yet. All we know is that he can turn into the Yamata no Orochi, but we don't know its capabilities. We know it's strong. We know it has destructive power in terms of, like brute strength, but we only saw it in an instance of him, getting mad and rampaging in his quarters. That's it. We haven't seen it in an open environment. We haven't seen him fight with it. So I feel like we're going to see the supernatural ability of Orochi's Yamata no Orochi form when he comes back. Because I highly doubt that this is just straight up the end of Orochi. I feel like after losing his Berry no Mi, Kaido is not a dragon, he's a duck. Tekking Senpai says so. Well, I speak from the realm of facts, and from my recollection, Kaido, ducks cannot breathe fire. Ducks cannot cause storms to appear whenever they go through the clouds. So I don't know what Berry the Brick and Tekking Senpai may have said, but I'm sticking with Kaido is Shenron. Tekking, I will fight you on this. Hey, Cody Brooks, what's going on? Good to see you. We're on this last chapter, and then we'll talk for a little bit about what we could possibly see in this next chapter. But going back to Mythical Zoans, actually, you know what? Let me just read through this real quick, and then we'll seriously talk.
The concerns of the Kurozumi clan and the Kozuki clan mean nothing to us.
And he says this by slamming the post, in which, what accent is that supposed to be? It's supposed to be Disney-level British. Because, think Bert from Mary Poppins. Whatever angle he was going with there. Because I can't say it's British, I can't say it's Cockney, because it's neither of those. It's just made up.
You have 5 seconds to choose, followers of Orochi.
Hey, that's Momo! And as they continue to peek through the boards, the board continues to slowly but surely break. And the one thing I notice here is that after Kaido beheads Orochi, and the thing that makes me wonder is it can make the capabilities of Orochi's Devil Fruit can make one think that they easily behead him, because there's clearly blood coming off of the sword that Kaido used to cut his head off. There's blood coming out of the neck, there's blood pouring out of the head, and there's blood on the sword. So it can lead me to believe. Gotta love these monthly recaps, but gotta go for now. Later on. Hey Neil, it was good to have you here. You're welcome. Don't any of y'all feel like y'all gotta stick it out for the whole thing. Just, I'm happy that you guys came by. Just enjoy as much as you want to. Momo! Hey, don't shout! And they break the board and they fall right in the middle. He just killed Shogun Orochi! But why? They've been allies for years and years.
Make your choice now, samurai. Choose us and be pirates, or fight us now and die. We are turning this country into a pirate empire in preparation for the coming World War. We'll be ranging out for more proper raids. Tonight, Onigashima becomes the flower capital.
And in this panel, it shows Kiku with a bloodied sword, which leads many of us to believe that maybe Kiku finally killed Kanjuro, or maybe Kanjuro got away with a glancing blow. It's hard to say. Kiku is crying in the next panel over, and then it shows Momonosuke still silent over the beating that he has after being chained up. So that's another thing. Is Kanjuro dead? Did Kiku kill him? Or did Kanjuro get away? There's some narrative directions that Oda could take this into. He could either, 1, have killed Kanjuro, or 2, Kiku wouldn't have been able to do it due to how long they've been with one another. But I don't know if that's gonna matter, so that's just one direction. But I'm just saying that the story could go in that direction. But it's not official. I'm just throwing that out there.
Wano will be no more. Instead, there will be only new Onigashima, and its shogun shall be my son, Yamato!
Not even for a second, stupid dad!
Hey, show me the way, they're gonna kill Momo! Someone called the Tobiropo! Look, there's Yamato! And then it says the next chapter hits August 2nd. So, that spells the end for all the chapters that we did. That's all the chapters that we got in the month of July. I'm going to pull up Mythical Zoan type so we can just go through them, because I kind of want to talk about that whole Orochi thing just a little bit more. Not too long, because I don't want to carry on too long for you guys. Didn't think Kanjuro was dead. Didn't even notice that he might be. Yeah, it's the panel when he's talking about the whole Onigashima project. The 2 panels show Kiku. I think it was either you or Grant that showed me that Kiku's sword was bloodied. So he either killed him or something else happened. Alright, let me pull up Mythical Zoan types. Zoan, Mythical Zoan. Overall, I thought this was a fantastic month for One Piece overall. Aren't they now going to find out that Yamato is a girl? A lot of people are going to find out because Kaido literally just said that the person who's going to be taking over as Shogun, it was someone. Okay, Grant, if it wasn't you, then it had to have been someone who pointed out that Kiku's sword was bloodied, because I remember going back to it during my initial reaction. So, I can't remember who it was. I'll probably have to look back at it. But the fact that Kaido is praising and saying that his son Yamato is going to be the one to take over as Shogun, and then Yamato just drops through the roof, and we clearly see Yamato not in her guy getup, then she's out there for everyone to see. It's gonna be making people wonder, wait, Kaido has a daughter? Why did he call her a son all this time? It's gonna lead to some very peculiar questions from everyone. I wonder if Kaido is the only one who knows, or if only those of his inner circle know, like maybe his Calamities, or maybe his Tobiropo, maybe they know. But if they don't, then this will be the first time that they see that Kaido has a daughter. That's gonna raise a lot of questions from his crewmates. Alright, so let me go down here to... There's ancient types, which are basically just dinosaurs. And then mythical types. So we have the Phoenix by Marco. We need a Kaido backstory ASAP. Yes, we do. We need to find out more about Kaido. Why is he so invulnerable, and why was Odin the only person to ever injure him? The fact that back then when he received those scars and everyone looked and says, he managed to injure the invincible Kaido! It shows that he was invincible before he met Odin, presumably. And then, there's just so many questions! But, when we have the mythical Zoan types, they're even rarer than Logia types. Mythical Zoan seems to be very powerful and strong amongst Zoan types, especially because of their most distinguishing facet, the bestowing of special, unique abilities supplementary to the transformation itself. Such as the Phoenix Zoan's Generation of Flames that have healing properties, or the Daibutsu Zoan's Shockwave Projection, which is with Sengoku. There are some cases of them being able to access these mythical abilities even without transforming. So we have the Phoenix eaten by Marco. We have the Daibutsu Buddha eaten by Sengoku. We have the currently unnamed dragon that Kaido has. We have the Kyubi no Kitsune eaten by Katarina Devon, and we have the Yamata no Orochi eaten by Kurozumi Orochi. We have 3 uncanon types eaten by Pato, Patrick Redfield, and Toratsugu, but those are just non-canon types. But mythical Zoan types, it just makes me wonder. We've seen the capabilities of both Marco, Sengoku, Kaido, Katarina Devon, but we have yet to see the abilities of Orochi. So I feel like one of his abilities, if he has one or maybe more, then is the ability to survive getting beheaded. And I wonder if it draws back from the fact that if all of his heads, if he gets beheaded equal to the amount of heads he has as Yamata no Orochi, then does that officially kill him? I know Momo's is fake, but isn't his mythical too? To a degree, but it's not... It's not to the degree of putting him in the same league as the rest of the Zoans. Because he falls into the artificial Zoan type, which means that he may not have all the super unique abilities that Kaido has, due to his dragon form being pretty much a smaller version of Kaido's. And note that the smile that he ate was a failed one, so for all we know, he may not have all the capabilities that Kaido has, such as breathing massive fire blast out of his mouth. I mean, he can fly using clouds, which is essentially the exact same thing that Kaido can do. But Momonosuke doesn't have the full capabilities of it, and I feel like he doesn't fly because he's scared of heights. So I wouldn't put him in the exact category of a mythical Zoan type, because they're put in different types. You have regular common Zoans, you have ancient Zoans, and you have mythical types, and you have artificial. Momonosuke falls under artificial. Even though he may look like a mythical type, his is a manufactured one. Therefore, it's a facsimile of what Kaido is, so it doesn't reach its fullest potential. And even more so since it's, a failed one. But getting back to the important matter is the fact that all of these chapters, which were just 2 of them, were all good. All of them were good. And the fact that I saw Orochi got beheaded just put that chapter 985, as a 10 out of 10 for me. It was a great chapter. I loved it. And I can't wait to see what the next chapter is going to hold. Now, the thing that is making me curious is the fact that we are really about to enter. I know I didn't mention this beforehand, but Luffy's pretty much running straight towards Kaido now. There's both Luffy and Yamato are running straight for Kaido, and Luffy's going for Momonosuke. But in order to get to Momonosuke, he has to get past Kaido and pretty much every one of the calamities that are up there, plus Big Mom as well. Every big name that we have been rooting against in this whole arc is now directly in the path of Luffy trying to get to Momonosuke. Not to mention Nami and Carrot are there, but we don't see Shinobu, so either Shinobu got away with Sanji or what? I don't know, because we don't see neither Sanji nor Shinobu there when Big Mom drops both Carrot and Nami in front of them. And she already reclaimed Zeus, but who knows how that's going to turn out. What type was Pell again? He is... I got it right here. Pell. He's a Falcon. Tori no Mi model Falcon. So he's in the same category as Marco, but Marco is a Phoenix. And then you have Big News Morgans, who is a human who can turn into a Albatross or become a half Albatross hybrid. We have yet to see Big News Morgans in his human form. We know he's a human, no one has ever seen him in his human form, ever. I just want to see everyone fight. Oh, I think we're about to get it. Because the main person that Big Mom came to 104 is right there in front of her. And the main upstart that tried to fight against Kaido in the earlier parts of the arc, but then Kaido just slapped him out of the way, is directly in front of him. The one force that is standing between Luffy and the One Piece is directly in front of him. And he's running straight for them. Not to mention that we still got the samurai there. So whatever's about to happen when they get close to him, it's going to start the final fight. It's absolutely going to start it. Because we got everyone right in front of everyone right now. There's no distance to cover. There's no more people in the way. Luffy is heading straight for Kaido now. In order to get Momonosuke. The final fight is about to start. There's absolutely no way there can be another chapter where something big doesn't pop off right when we come out, right after the end of this chapter. There's absolutely no way. The final fight has to start in the next chapter. It absolutely has to. That's just my opinion. Because there's no other people that we can cut to. Not unless they want to cut to more of the samurai's adventures of closing in on everyone. But that's just them closing in. So that's just my opinion. Overall, we're about to enter into the final fight right now. Hopefully, imagine a little Luffy versus Yamato versus Kaido and Big Mom fight. Will we get to see the full capabilities of Yamato in full? I don't know. We'll have to see. That'd be interesting to see. My thing is, here's the thing. There's an article. What if Morgan's human form looks like looks a little like J.P. Morgan? I could see it. But one thing that I heard about, I didn't read the article because I didn't want to even get a little iota of what this upcoming chapter is going to be like. Reading the next chapter right now. Do not say anything. Do not say anything, please, Grant. Not even a clue. Not even your opinion on it. I don't want to know a single thing at all until Sunday when I read it officially. So, for the life of me, don't confirm or deny anything that we may be talking about that may be either confirmed or denied in the chapter. I don't want to know anything at all. As someone would say, we won't see him box. Or, as one other person said, let them fight. But it's about to happen. I can't wait to read the next chapter, though. I mean, I can wait, but I'm very looking forward to. Don't worry, I'm not going to slip anything. Thank you, Grant. I'm glad that I have a good community that understands that I like to read this so blind, not even have any expectations for the upcoming chapters. So from the bottom of my heart, this really means a lot to me because I've been following the series for a while. And I'm just grateful that I've managed to enjoy the series so far with not a single spoiler for it. I'm happy. So I'm glad I got people like you who are, kind enough to not spoil anything for me. Because there are people out there who like to do that for some odd reason. I don't know if it's for clout or it's for it to seem edgy, I don't know, or if they want to be noticed, it gets you ignored most of the time. But I'm just glad I got people like y'all who are respectful enough for me, knowing exactly how much I look forward to these, to not spoil anything or anything like that. So from the bottom of my heart, if I can't give you guys anything else, thank you for making this whole section of my life just, easier to get through. So thank you. But I don't know what to expect with the next chapter. I'm not even going to try and think about the next chapter because I don't want to set my expectations too high. I don't want to set my expectations high or low. I want to go in there with absolutely no expectations whatsoever. I'm looking forward to this chapter, and I'm also looking forward to the chapter from My Hero Academia as well, but that's a conversation for another time. Overall, these 2 chapters, I'm kind of getting used to the breaks that we are getting with One Piece. Even though it's probably going to be a little bit longer before we finally reach that 1000th chapter, I'm kind of okay with these breaks a little bit. As long as Oda is remaining safe and his crew and his staff and everyone involved, as long as they're safe at all times with this, I'm okay with having these breaks, so I don't mind them at all. Sure, it means that we're not getting as many chapters talking about in these reflections, but the safety of the story that we're also invested into is very paramount and far more important. So I'm grateful for that. That's all I pretty much have for these chapters as a whole. I hope I didn't miss anything for you guys. Not much else I could say on these 2 chapters as a whole. I'm just glad that some resolutions happened in Capone, Oh My Family. Pound was finally able to meet his daughters and finally meet them for the first time, and Chiffon and Lola are finally able to meet their father, who they pretty much had no idea about. So I'm glad that that's a thing. There's just so much to think about and contemplate and try and guess what may happen with the story. But I'm pretty much fine not knowing anything. Because when those moments happen and I get surprised by it, it'll just make it all the more natural. So I'm looking forward to that. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, I know for a fact I'm going to get the rest of my Ghost of Tsushima videos out before the day is out. I still got so many hours left in today. So once I'm done with this stream, I'm going to upload the rest of my Ghost of Tsushima videos. Tomorrow, probably have a stream of Ghost of Tsushima where we go through all the stuff that I didn't get to in the main story and run through that. Next week, I'm going to be playing the Marvel Avengers beta. So I hope to see you guys there when I start streaming it. It'll more than likely be through my PlayStation so you guys can see me in face cam. Make sure that everything stays succinct and everything is cool and everything stays smooth for you guys. But I'm going to be playing through that. I'm definitely going to be playing through the beta when it releases. On the 7th, which I believe is going to be a Friday or Thursday. I can't remember. Hold on. That is going to be a Friday. So I'm going to be playing through that, giving my first impressions and seeing if it's going to be a game that I'm going to be investing time into. I probably will. I have a lot more higher expectations for the game than I did with Anthem. And I've seen people get kind of bothered by all the numbers and all the extra stuff that comes with gear. I can't wait to read these next 2 chapters. I want to see what made one of the editors cry. Exactly! That's what I was getting to. That's what I was getting to before I started talking about spoilers and stuff like that. I want to know. I saw the title, but I did not read the article. That one of the editors actually cried? This just raises so many questions. Questions that I do not want answered until Sunday, where we actually read for it for ourselves. Like, when have we ever heard that an editor has actually cried during a chapter, or after reading this chapter, or after seeing the chapter it actually made them cry? How serious is this upcoming chapter for an editor who possibly could have been working with Oda for years, and we've only just heard this now? I want to know. I want to know. Please, Sunday, something's familiar about this One Piece chapter. Tell me more. Please show me. Something's familiar about this chapter I see. I don't know. Was it this one or the next chapter? I don't know. I didn't read the article because I don't know if it was this chapter or possibly the next upcoming chapter. We'll have to see. But if it's this next upcoming chapter, then I'm gonna go in completely blind. I'm gonna avoid anything One Piece related. I'm not even gonna look at the wiki because the wiki be spoiling stuff sometimes. Not gonna look at it. Not gonna check it out at all. So I can't wait for Sunday. I can't wait for Sunday. I really can't. I can't wait for it. But that's all I got for you guys. I don't want to drag this out any longer than I already have. I probably could have kept this very, very short if I just, just stuck to all the stuff chapter related and not, game stuff related. That can go for another video. So I hope I didn't bog you down too much with too much info dumps about what's going to be happening on this channel very soon. But yeah, going to be playing Marvel Avengers, going to be playing more Ghost of Tsushima, maybe play some more Destroy All Humans. A lot of games to keep us occupied. There's no major games that I'm looking forward to as far as making a whole series on right now, so I'll probably be getting back to streaming like I did for you guys not too long ago. It's been a while since I just had like a couple of days where I just streamed like 1 hour throwbacks and stuff like that, so I'm looking forward to being able to do that with you again. But that's all I got for you guys for today. Very good chapters. Only 2 chapters, but they were fire, though. There was actually really, really good chapters. And I hope, with all this time that we spend together reacting to these chapters, reading through them, I hope you all have been enjoying the quality of content that I've been giving you guys. I know some videos have been messed up, choppy, even downright unwatchable. So I apologize for that. I'm working on that. But due to the fact that this is running smoothly right now, it just means that streaming is going to be fine. Videos, however, I'm still working on. So apologies for my lackluster quality for those videos for you guys. But I thank you all for just sticking out with me all these years. I can't believe that I've been doing One Piece for this long. It really has been a while. But I'm thankful that you guys... I'm thankful that you guys enjoy what I do. So that's all I got for you guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. I really need to oil this chair. Yeah, I need some WD-40 on this.